You didn't pick the wrong strategy. You're expecting the wrong one to do the job. Hello everyone, my name is Lucas and welcome to AnyBiz.io's YouTube channel. Inbound and outbound email are often treated like a decision, as if choosing one means you don't need the other. That framing feels simple, but it hides what actually makes them work. Inbound begins after attention already exists. Someone subscribed, downloaded something, or engaged with your brand. The emails that follow are not creating interest, they are continuing it. And that's why inbound tends to convert better. The context is already there. Outbound starts from zero. No relationship, no awareness, no expectation. You are the one initiating the conversation. So everything depends on relevance. The message has to make sense immediately, without relying on familiarity to carry it. This is where teams get stuck. They expect inbound to generate pipeline quickly, or outbound to behave like a sort of nurture system, when neither delivers that way. They blame the tools instead of questioning the structure. And before we go deeper, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell. It helps more founders step out of this exact confusion. So once you separate inbound and outbound properly, the real question becomes, why do both fail, even when the activity looks correct? Inbound and outbound create momentum in completely different ways. Inbound compounds. It builds through content, trust, and repeated engagement. Its strength is efficiency over time, not speed. The audience becomes warmer, and conversions improve as familiarity grows. Outbound gives you control. You decide who to reach, when to reach them, and how the message evolves. That's why it can generate pipeline quickly, especially for companies that don't have time to wait for inbound to build. But that control comes with pressure. Every weak point becomes visible immediately. If targeting is off, results feel random. If personalization is shallow, it gets ignored. If deliverability is weak, the message doesn't even land. So you end up with sequences running, emails going out, and still no real movement in pipeline. And in 2026, that pressure is higher. More outbound volume, stricter inbox filters, less tolerance for generic messaging. So outbound can't rely on activity anymore, which leads to the real challenge. How do you keep all of that coordinated without turning outbound into a messy stock of tools? This is where AnyBiz.io comes in, because outbound now behaves like a system, not a sequence. AnyBiz helps you structure outreach across email, LinkedIn, and cold calls, so you're not manually stitching together targeting, messaging, follow-ups, and deliverability. Instead of treating outbound like separate actions, it connects the process. Prospect, selection, personalization, sequencing, and infrastructure all work together, which is where most teams usually break. Because outbound rarely fails in one obvious place. It does break across small gaps. You might have strong messaging, but weak targeting, or good targeting, but poor timing, or everything working except email deliverability. AnyBiz reduces that fragmentation by giving you a more guided system, especially if you don't have a full SDR team or the time to build one. And once outbound is structured like that, the comparison with inbound starts to change. It's no longer about which one is better. It's about whether your system supports the outcome you need. Inbound builds familiarity over time. Outbound creates opportunity on demand. They were never meant to compete. They solve different moments. If you want to see how outbound works when it's actually structured end-to-end, you can book a one-on-one demo with one of our specialists and see how an AnyBiz AI sales agent operates in practice. And if this helped you rethink how outbound should work, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell. Not for more tactics, but for clearer thinking before your next campaign goes live. Thank you so much for watching so far, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.